Welcome
Vale.
back to our podcast. Today we are jumping into the vibrant, flavorful, and culturally rich topic tourism, food, and culture in the Dominican Republic. I'm Manuel.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Joel.
In this episode, we will explore the best places to travel in the Dominican Republic, cultural tradition, must-try food, possible culture shocks, and activities that you really shouldn't miss if you are visiting the island.
We're not just talking from personal opinion. Everything we'll mention today is based on credible research, tourism reports, UNESCO publications, academic articles, and reliable travel guides. So, this is the kind of information you could actually use to plan a real trip or to understand the country better.
And by the way, if you're listening for a class, a project, or just because you're curious, you'll find all the sources we use in the handout at the end. So don't worry about writing everything down.
So, whether you are planning your next Caribbean vacation, doing research, or just want to learn more about the Dominican Republic culture, stay with us because this episode is going to be muy interesante.
All right, let's start by understanding what makes the Dominican Republic such a big player in Caribbean tourism.
Let's start with the big picture. The Dominican Republic, located in the Caribbean and sharing the island of Hispaniola with Haiti, is one of the top tourism destinations in the region. According to recent tourism statistics, the DR considerably receive millions of visitors every year, making the most visited country in the Caribbean.
And it's not hard to see why. The country is known for its warm tropical weather, stunning beaches, and its very attractive cultural nightlife scene. A lot of tourists go straight to the beach areas, especially Punta Cana, which continues to be most visited region. It's famous for its all-inclusive resorts and those turquoise blue beaches you see in the travel ads.
But what a lot of travelers don't realize is that the DR isn't just beaches or resorts. The island has mountains, waterfalls, national parks, and a very strong sense of history and identity. You can walk through colonial architecture from the 15th in the morning and be on a modern beach resort in the afternoon.
Exactly. And something important to mention is that the tourism has a huge impact into the Dominican Republic economy. It's create jobs in the hostels, restaurants, transportation, entertainment, and even the small local business like souvenirs shops, family-run guest houses. So when the people choose the DR is a destination, they are also supporting a lot of local communities.
So, to summarize, the Dominican Republic is not just a vacation spot. It's a complex tourism hub with beaches, mountains, history, and a very strong cultural identity behind what you see in the brochures. Now, let's get into some of the must visit destinations. If you're planning a trip, this is the part you'll probably want to pay attention to.
Punta Cana. Punta Cana is perfect for people who want relaxation, luxurious resorts, and white sand beaches. Most visitors stay in all-inclusive hotels where food, drinks, and entertainment are included. It's also great for water activities like snorkeling, parasailing, catamaran tours, and boat excursions.
And tourism is their first impression of the country. So even though the very tourist is good introduction to the DR, if you like the comfort and the organized activities. Okay, let's talk about Santo Domingo. If you want history and culture, Santo Domingo is a must. The colonial zone is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and is considered is considered the oldest European statement in the Americas. We are talking about the cobblestone street, historic churches, fortress, and plazas. That date back to the 16th century.
But also, Santo Domingo is not just an open air museum. It's also it is also and has a it has very active nightlife, bars, cafes, live music, and cultural events. So in the same city, you can visit a 500-year-old cathedral and then go listen to bachata at night. And don't forget Samaná. Samaná is more about ecotourism and cool and nature. In the winter month, especially from January to March, people go there to watch humpback whales and migrate to the bay. That
You also
migrate to
have
bay.
you also have the El Limón waterfall, which is a beautiful hike through a tropical forest and beaches like Playa Rincón, which often appears on lists of the most beautiful beaches in the Caribbean. If you like nature more than big hotels, this area is ideal. Puerto Plata is on the north coast and is known for its cable car that takes you up Mount Isabel del Torres, where you can see the whole city and coastline. The city also has Victorian style architecture, giving it a different vibe from other areas.
Nearby beaches like Sosúa and the Cabarete are popular of the water sport, especially kids surfing and windsurfing. So you are if you are more into adventure and sport, this is great. This is a great sport. Finally, if you love the mountains and the cooler weather, there is Jarabacoa and Constanza, sometimes called Dominican Alps. These areas are perfect for hiking, river canoeing, and other activities.
So basically, within one small country, you can have beach vacation, a mountain adventure, and a historical city tour, all in the same trip if you plan it well. Now, let's talk about food, which is the heart of any culture. Dominican cuisine reflects a mix of African, Spanish, and Taino influences. It's very home style, very comfort food.
One of the most iconic dishes is la bandera dominicana or the Dominican flag. It usually includes rice, beans, and stewed meat, often chicken or beef, plus salad and fried plantains. It's simple, but it's full of flavor and it represents a daily meal for many Dominicans.
This is the kind of dishes that shows that how basic ingredients can be to become something really satisfying when they are part of a tradition. Another classic is the mango, which mashed plantain dish served with mostly of breakfast. It is usually accompanied by fried cheese, eggs, and Dominican salami. That combination is known as los tres golpes or the three hits.
It's heavy, but in a good way. It gives you energy for the entire day. Then we have sancocho, one of my favorites, a hearty stew that often includes several types of meat and root vegetables. It it's usually prepared for special occasions like family gathering, holidays, or important celebrations.
Yeah, sancocho is more than just a food. It's almost a symbol of family and community because it takes time to prepare and people usually cook it in big spots for many people. Street food is also a huge part of daily Dominican life. You'll find yaniqueques or fried duck, chicharrón or fried pork, empanadas or pastelitos filled with meat or cheese, and even seasonal desserts like habichuelas con dulce, a sweet dish made with beans, coconut milk, and spices.
And eating in the DR isn't only about the dishes itself. It's about the experience. The music playing in the background, the people talking loudly and eating outside, sometimes literally on the sidewalk. Food become is a way to being social.
So if you visit, don't just stay inside the hotel buffet. Try local restaurants, small comedores, and street vendors, safely, of course, uh, to really get the taste of Dominican everyday life.
Dominican culture is warm, deeply musical. Two of the main music dances styles are merengue and bachata, and both are more than just genders. They are recognized by the UNESCO as part of the integrable cultural heritage of humanity.
Merengue is very fast, energetic, and usually played at parties, festivals, and celebrations. Bachata, on the other hand, has more romantic or sometimes melancholic vibe, and it's extremely popular worldwide now.
But culture is not just music. In the Dominican Republic, family is extremely important. Many people grow up in large, close knit families where grandparents, cousins, and even neighbors feel like part of the same group. Such social interactions are usually warm, direct, and expressive.
There are also traditions around baseball, which is almost like the national religion. Many Dominicans are very passionate about their local teams and about the Major League Baseball players who became from the DR.
And we can't forget Carnival. Dominican Carnival is one of the oldest in Americas and is celebrated every February. Each region has its own costume and characters, but in general, you'll see masks, colorful costumes, music, dancing, and a lot of creativity in the streets.
So, when we talk about Dominican culture, we are talking about music, dance, family, and public celebrations all mixed together in daily life.
If you're visiting DR for the first time, a few things might surprise you in a good way, but they can still be shocking in if you are not used to them.
Well, uh, first, the Dominican time is a real schedule tense than more flexible than many parts of the US and Europe. If you say I will be there on 3, it might be mean 3:15, 3:30, and it doesn't way that mean people being rude. It's just a different culture and relation with the time.
Second, Dominicans are usually very expressive and social. Greetings are warm, with hugs or cheek kisses among friends and family. Conversations can be loud, and people might approach you just to ask where you are from or to make a joke.
For some visitors, that warmth can feel intense or even a bit overwhelming, especially if they come from more reserved culture, but most of the time it's just friendliness. Another culture shock can be transportation, especially motoconchos, which are motorcycle taxis. Traffic can feel chaotic with cars, buses, and motorcycles all sharing the same road in a way that might not match what you're used to.
Perfect. And that's it for today's episodes. I hope you helped to get deeper look into the Dominican tourism and food and become a basic tourist voucher. Remember that you can check your handout and the reference and sources that we use to let you know. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye bye.